Hey you guys, what's happening? Rell2G here, giving you my picks for this weekend's NFC and AFC Divisional playoffs. But before I do, I want to retract what I should have did last weekend. I had the Colts to beat the Ravens. I was wrong. And I had the Bengals to beat the Texans. I was wrong. I clearly should have said the Texans was going to bounce back and win this game because the Texans, of course, were in the playoffs last season. Their playoff experience. The Bengals were not because they haven't been in the playoffs in maybe 3 or 4 seasons. And Andy Dalton and company were not ready for this big moment. But they'll get their turn again. It just wasn't to be this year. So I clearly should have had a perfect weekend last weekend, but I did not. So with that said, next year for the Bengals, next year for the Colts. Even the Colts weren't ready. Andrew Luck got the team to the playoffs, but they might have had butterflies in their stomach, and they only scored 9 points, 3 field goals, and the Ravens just pulled a tear on that Indianapolis Colts team. Even the coach, Chuck Pagano, who just came back a week after having surgery for leukemia, treatment for leukemia, was back at it last week, and just have to wait till next year for the Colts. They're a great team, but when you're placing the Ravens, who are a playoff experienced team with Joe Flacco and company, they were the best team, and therefore I lost both of those games. But the other 2 games, I said the Redskins would lose and the Vikings would lose. Green Bay was not going to let the Vikings do what they did to them the week before in the Metrodome to happen in cold Lambeau Field. Packers did what they had to do to beat the Vikings and stop Adrian Peterson and company. And of course, the Redskins, they were not going to beat the Seahawks. I made that perfectly clear. Robert Griffin III had an injury in his left leg that took away all of his mobility as a fast, scrambling quarterback. And therefore, he got hurt even before the end of the game on Sunday, last Sunday. And Kirk Cousins, he wasn't for it either. So definitely the Redskins were to lose that game. But I didn't think they would lose by 10 points. I said it was maybe 3 or 4 points. So therefore, the Redskins will have to wait their turn next year if Robert Griffin III even starts, because he planned on having surgery with that right knee of his. So with that said, let's get on with our picks for this weekend's NFC, AFC Division playoff game. It's the San Francisco 49ers hosting the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay lost to these 49ers. That was when Alex Smith was at the rim. He's not. Colin Kaepernick is going to be the quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. This is his first game, and I think he's going to have butterflies in his stomach, but not with the rest of the squad. If he could just keep his poise and everything, the 49ers will win this particular game. Even with Vernon Jones. Did I say Vernon Jones? I think I said that right. But whatever the case may be, I'm going to go with the visiting team, Green Bay Packers, to get back to the NFC Championship. There's no Giants into this one here, so this is going to definitely be an easy win for the Green Bay Packers. But I'm not going to say that because of the simple fact Aaron Rodgers got poise. He knows how to get his team to and from any kind of obstacle. Jordy Nelson, he's back running like he should be, and Raji and the rest of that Packers team. It's going to make it a close game. I'm going to say the Packers will win 34-28 over the San Francisco 49ers, and they'll move on to face the Atlanta Falcons, possibly in the NFC Championship next Sunday. Meanwhile, Atlanta will be hosting, indeed, the Seattle Seahawks. This is going to be a tough game because Russell Wilson, who could be the MVP in this year's football season, definitely has the run. He definitely has the poise. He definitely has the ability to run as a quarterback. As you've seen what he did to those Redskins, he was clearly the faster quarterback than Robert Griffin III. And I said that Robert Griffin III was not going to be effective, and therefore Russell Wilson beat him to it. But this is a different game. Atlanta, who's not won a playoff game yet, even make it to the NFC Championship, will get their chance this time. They are the team to beat this year in the NFC, and I'm definitely going to say that this game may be even close than the last few games that they had during the course of last season, and of course, this season. I'm going to go with the Falcons. Asante Samuels, he's going to have a big game. He might have maybe 1 or 2 interceptions in this going. I'm going to have the Falcons win this game 27-24. The game's going to come down to a field goal. So therefore, the Falcons will get their chance at an NFC championship. First time under Mike Jones and Mike Brown. When I say Mike Jones, Mike Brown, Mike Jones, and Matt Ryan and company, with the Falcons probably be hosting the Green Bay Packers next weekend. For the AFC, it is the New England Patriots at home to face the Houston Texans. This is going to be an easy game for Tom Brady and company because they're playing at home, and it's not going to be cold this weekend in Foxborough. It's going to be a nice, tranquil game because the Texans ain't used to playing in cold elements or chilly elements, even when the sun goes down. Tom Brady beat these Texans twice already in the regular season, and I think they're going to do it again in the playoffs. There's no chance of Matt Schaub to surprise and shock the world and beating the Patriots because they clearly couldn't beat them during the regular season. Even the second season is not even going to help them. I'm going to go with the Patriots to shellac these Texans 38-24. That's the bottom line. Schaub, Adrian Foster is going to be stopped by that New England defense. It's going to be a long day for the Texans in Foxborough with the Patriots. And my final pick is the Denver Broncos hosting the Baltimore Ravens. This will be Ray Lewis's last game as a Raven in his career. This will be his retirement. Denver Broncos, they're going to be Ray, Joe Flacco, Torrance Smith, and even Anquan Bolden is not going to be able to stop this Denver Broncos defense. It's on. Peyton Manning knows what he has to do. He's on a winning streak, and that winning streak will continue into this weekend's game. I'm going to have the Broncos just do what anybody else would not have possibly thought that they would do, and is win and get them back to the AFC Championship game to face the New England Patriots. Final score, Denver 38. The Ravens, maybe even 26-28, somewhere around that. 38-27. Broncos will advance to the AFC Championship game. So, guys, those are my picks for this weekend's AFC, NFC Divisional games. What are yours? Let me know what you think. I'm Rell2G's. See you right back here next week. Till then, take care and be safe.